guys, so today we're checking out the Borla S-Type dual same-side exit exhaust system with the black chrome tips fitting all 2021 and newer 5.0-liter F-150s. Now this system will be a great addition to your build if you're looking for an aggressive looking and sounding exhaust system for your 5.0. Now getting right into sound, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 on the loudness meter, with 1 being completely stock and 5 being wake the neighbors loud. Now this will increase the volume and offer a throaty tone and a little bit of a raspy note in a good way that really make this system sound great with no drone inside the cab for comfortable driving. Now that will make it a great option if you want to hear your exhaust when you're getting on the pedal while being able to hold a conversation with no annoyance when cruising. This will feature a side exit configuration with the dual black chrome tip, offering a super stealthy look out of the exhaust system. Now again, this will feature that aggressive sound, which means less restriction, so you will be getting some small gains out of the system when it comes to horsepower, torque, and efficiency for some better performance. This will be constructed of a full T304 stainless steel for optimal rust resistance, while featuring 3-inch mandrel bent tubing all the way down to the muffler, and then past that point you'll have dual 2¼ inch piping there. Now that will offer smooth and efficient airflow, especially paired with the S-Type muffler, achieving those features that I mentioned before. Now on the end, of course, you're getting the black chrome tips. They are going to have a large 4-inch dual wall angle cut construction with a T304 stainless steel build, being durable and able to withstand the elements and maintain that premium appearance. Now this will be a premium option, coming in at roughly $1,400. Compared to other choices available in the category, this will have a high quality build with the most rust resistant materials and is going to offer a lot of volume and aggressive notes out of the system. Not to mention the large dual tips at the end, offering that extra sporty appeal. Now other choices may be made of an aluminized steel or 409. They may not be as large as this system, or they may have a more moderate tone compared to this exhaust. Now I think if you have the extra couple bucks to spend on a premium exhaust system that's going to last the lifetime of your truck and turn some heads every time you drive it, then this is a great choice. Install will be a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you roughly 2 hours to get the job done with some basic hand tools. Now at this point we can head over to the shop and check out a detailed breakdown of the install and what that looks like step by step. That's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Tools required for this install include an exhaust hanger remover tool, a 15mm wrench, a can of penetrating lubricant, a couple different size extensions, a 10, 15, and shallow 17mm sockets, and an impact gun. What's up guys? Today I'm going to show you how to install an exhaust on our F-150. First we're going to watch a quick little uninstall video, and then I'll meet you right back here for the install.
Start by grabbing your 13mm socket and undoing the 2 bolts at the flange. Next, take your exhaust hanger removal tool and get the muffler out of the isolator. Next, we're going to slide our exhaust towards the tail end so we can get them out of the 2 additional hangers, and then we're going to drop the whole exhaust as a full. I grabbed a buddy to help me out with that.
So our first step is going to be to bolt our muffler up to our flange. So I've got a pull jack in place, that way we can support the weight of the back of the muffler while we tighten down our bolts. So now we can reinstall our hardware. The factory is going to be a 17mm bolt. However, our hardware has been replaced, so we have a 17mm bolt and a 15mm nut. And then we can take a 17mm socket and a 15 millimeter wrench to tighten this down. And we'll go back and forth to put even pressure on our flange. So next we can install our extension pipe. So we'll take one of our 3-inch clamps, slide it over the edge, and then we'll slide it into our hanger first, and then over our muffler. And now we can move our clamp into position. We'll take a 15 millimeter socket to loosely tighten this down. At the end, once we have our exhaust sitting how we like it, we'll go back and fully tighten down all of our clamps. So now we can take another one of our 3-inch clamps, slide that over our extension pipe, and then we can lift our over axle pipe over the axle, and then we'll go into our hanger first. Now we can slide our clamp into position, and we'll tighten that down with 15 millimeter, and we'll leave that a little bit loose as well. Now before we install our tailpipes, we're going to go ahead and remove this hanger. We'll just make it a little bit easier to get everything to fit in. So we have a 10 millimeter bolt on the bottom side of the frame rail and a 10 millimeter bolt on the inside of the frame rail. So now we'll take a 10 millimeter socket to get these bolts out. So now we can install our hanger onto our tailpipes. Now the orientation is this longer piece is going to go to the left of the hanger if you're looking towards the front of the car. And then we'll take our 2 clamps and get those slid on as well. And now we're ready to install our tailpipe on the truck. So now we can lift our tailpipes up into place. I have a pull jack on our over axle pipe just to lift it up a little bit to make it easier to get our bolts in for our hanger. And now we can reinstall our 10 millimeter bolts. Now I'm going to take my 10 millimeter socket to tighten down this bottom bolt to make it easier to get that top bolt in. So now once we have our exhaust sitting in a position that we like it, we can start from our flange and work our way backwards, tightening down our flanges and all of our clamps. So starting on our flange, the stock hardware is going to be a 17 millimeter bolt, but once again ours was replaced, so we have a 17 millimeter bolt with a 15 millimeter nut. Just tighten that down with a 17 mil socket and 15 mil wrench. Now all of our clamps are going to be 15 millimeter nuts, so we'll take 15 millimeter socket, tighten these down. And now for our last 2 clamps on the tailpipes, we'll just slide those into position and tighten those down with that 15. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Borla S-Type dual exhaust system with black chrome tips and same side exit for your 2021 to current 5.0 liter F-150. Thank you for watching, and remember, for all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.